How's everybody doing tonight? My name is Jeric Yurkanin. I'm your host of tonight's show. Tonight's title is going to be Autism, Sexuality, and Religious Shame, Reclaiming the Body After Fear-Based Faith. So welcome to Ancient Echoes Podcast. Again, my name is Jeric Yurkanin. Hope everyone's having a great night. Thank you for joining us. If you like our podcast and you watch it from YouTube, please subscribe, please share if it's something you find interesting and stuff like that. So today we're going to talk about something that many people were taught never to name out loud, which is sexuality, the body, desire, consent, shame. And we are talking about it through a trauma-informed psychological lens, specifically for autistic adults who grew up in or were shaped by fear-based or high-control religious environments. If this episode brings discomfort, pause when you need to. So just click the pause button if it is makes you uncomfortable. And then you come back to it if you're getting overwhelmed. Nothing here requires agreement. Nothing here requires action. This episode is about understanding, not instruction. Before we go any further, I want to say this clearly. If you are autistic, as my 7-year-old son is, as my 22-year-old nephew is, you carry sexual shame, and if you are autistic and you carry sexual shame from religion, your body did not betray you. Your nervous system adapted to survive. It's a survival mode, and that's what religion does. Religion could harm people and cause people go through a lot of trauma. I mean, I have as well growing up. I gone through a lot of religious trauma from pastors and their sermons and preaching on hell, teaching on how the end times, and all the scary things, and that, God's angry and he's here to send you to hell, and stuff like that. And it traumatized me. I left religion at age 40. That was like almost 3 years ago. And it's been a battle, right? But I'm coming through and finding some healing. High control religion does not just regulate belief, it regulates the body. Many religious systems teach the body is sinful, desire is dangerous, curiosity is corruption, pleasure is suspect, sexuality must be controlled. These messages are often delivered clearly and early repeatedly without nuisance. For autistic individuals who process information literally and deeply, these teachings are not symbolic. They are internalized as rules of survival. Your body learned my natural responses are unsafe. That belief alone is enough to create long life shame. Autistic nervous systems often experience heightened sensory awareness, stronger physical sensations, delayed emotional processing, difficult filtering internal signals. This means autistic people may notice bodily sensations more intensely, take longer to interpret emotions, experience desire without social scribing, struggle to match religious expectations. And these are what autistic people go through when they're in religion. Struggle to match religious expectations. Religion often labels this as lack of self-control, impurity, temptation, moral failure. Psychology recognizes it as neurological difference, not sin. No shame forms when a person is punished for temptations they did not choose. Shame is not the same as guilt. Guilt says I did something wrong. Shame says I am wrong. Religious sexuality shame often becomes traumatic because it links desire to punishment, links curiosity to danger, links pleasure to loss of love, links consent to obedience. autistic adults are expectedly vulnerable because messages are taken literally. Fear of conditioning lasts longer. Moral responsibility is internalized deeply. When religious says God sees your thoughts, an autistic person in their nervous system hears there is no safe place inside me. That belief creates hypervigilance, anxiety, and disassociation. Many autistic adults experience religious trauma, a form of obsessive moral anxiety. It often includes constant monitor of thoughts, fear of impure thoughts and feelings, distress over normal bodily responses, inability to fear feel relief after reassurance. I control religion reinforces us by refusing clarity, moving moral goalposts, rewarding self denial, and equating obedience with worth. This keeps people trapped in self policing, which is a core control tactic. This is not holiness, it's psychological captivity. Many autistic people were never given proper shame free education about consent, boundaries, bodily autonomy, communication around desire. Religion often replaced education with prohibition. I can't say the word. Don't think about it. Don't ask. Don't touch. Don't question. This leaves autistic individuals vulnerable to exploitation, to confusion, to self blame, to unsafe dynamics. Consent is not instructive, it is taught. When education is replaced with fear, harm follows. One of the most dangerous and most damaging effects of religious shame is body disconnection. Autistic adults may experience dissociation, numbness, difficult identifying desire, confusion around attraction, fear of bodily signals. This happens because the body learned if I feel I am in danger. Trauma recovery is not about becoming sexual, it's about becoming embodied, feeling safe inside yourself again. Healing does not require adapting new sexual identities, labels, or behaviors. Healing requires choice. You are allowed to go slow, remain undecided, change your mind, prioritize safety, set boundaries, opt out. Autonomy is the opposite of religious control. Consent applies to yourself first. Here is some trauma informed truth. Your body is not sinful. Your sensations are not moral failures. Your curiosity was not rebelling. Your nervous system adapted to survive shame. Shame was taught. Fear was conditioned. Compliance was rewarded. None of that defines you. So, reclaiming the self. Autistic people often experience sexuality outside rigid scripts. That is not brokenness. It is efficacy without performance. Religion tries to control bodies, to control people. Psychology teaches us something different. Healing happens when safety is replaced by fear, when consent is replaced by obedience, and when the body is no longer treated as an enemy. You do not own anyone's purity. You do not own anyone's access. You do not own anyone an explanation. You belong to yourself. Well, this is the Ancient Echoes podcast. My name is Jeric Yurkanin, and I want to throw this one last thing. Your body is not the problem. So, hope this was helpful. Again, if you like our work, please subscribe to our YouTube channel for weekly updates. Going to be all kinds of different topics in the next couple months. And have a good day and have a good week.